Okay, let's go over these sentences that you need to know for 6-8, focusing on indirect statements and infinitives. So the first sentence we have, all people, that's omnes, recognize or know, that's present tense, recognize, and then this is an indirect statement, so we say that. All men recognize that the Roman Empire created art, oratory, that's speeches, and very great books. Okay, so we have that the subject of the indirect statement is Imperium Romanum. The verb of the indirect statement is the perfect active infinitive. And this one also has an object of the indirect statement, artem orationes et libros maximos. Since creavisse is perfect and cognoscunt is present, then the action of the infinitive takes place before the action of the main verb. Okay, so now let's look at the second one. Our subject of the sentence is the Roman leaders say, so that is a verb of perception, a head verb, so we expect an indirect statement, and we in fact have one. The Roman leaders say that they, now notice that say, so it's they themselves, referring back to the subject. If it was somebody else, you'd have eos. So the Roman leaders say that they themselves had, that's tenuisse, had the best fleets and very sharp weapons. Those go together. Okay, so the subject of the indirect statement here is say, so it is an accusative subject. The verb of the indirect statement is tenuisse, and it is perfect as in the first one. Alright, let's take a look at the next sentence. Videmus rates nawales Romae multa proelia prohibivuisse. So we see another perception verb, so we expect to have an indirect statement, and we do have one. So we see that the naval ships, that's what we have right here. I don't know what other kind of ships you have, but the naval ships prevented, so prohibivuisse, that's prevented. The naval ships of Rome, so this is genitive, of Rome, the naval ships of Rome, prevented many battles. Prohibivuisse, that's a perfect active infinitive. So again, it comes before the action of the main verb. So we see that the Roman, or the naval ships of Rome, prevented many battles. So Romae is genitive, means of Rome, as opposed to, if we had Roman, it'd be Romani. Okay, so now let's look at the next sentence. Magistra docentes linguam Latinum sperant discipulos linguam amare. Oh, I agree with that. Okay, so the teachers, and those are female teachers, male teachers would be magistri, but the male teachers probably also hope the same thing. The teachers hope, or the teachers teaching the Latin language, so this is a present active participle. The teachers teaching the Latin language hope that, here's our indirect statement, hope that the students love the language. So discipulos, that's the subject of the indirect statement. And so it's accusative, plural. So the teachers teaching the Latin language hope that the students love the language. Amare is present tense, as is the main verb, so it's happening at the same time. Okay, and then the last sentence. Okay, so the Subject is students. Wowebunt means to vow, to promise. The students will promise, and now we have our indirect statement, that they will know. So scrituros esse, that's future active, that they will know the Latin language. In perpetuum means forever, so it's like in perpetuity in English. So the students will vow that they will know the Latin language forever. Now, I'm trying to remember how you were told to translate two futures. I think here it would really mean future. So the students will vow that they themselves will know the Latin language in forever. And say is the subject of the indirect statement here. All right, good luck.